welcome to our first junior high athletics virtual award ceremony. Hopefully the last, but it's definitely the first. Many thanks goes out to the coaches for being creative and helping us celebrate all of these student successes. This year, the junior high athletic program had a lot of challenges to overcome. Like Wolverines, they persevered, they worked hard, and they have so much to be proud of. Yay! Having a successful athletics program is a real team effort. I would like to share my appreciation for everyone who's been involved this year. To all the coaches, thank you for sharing your love of the sport with our student athletes. And thank you for your time and effort you put into coaching each season. To all of our parents, without your support and encouragement, our students wouldn't have the opportunity to be involved and participate in the sports that they love so much. And finally, to our student athletes, each of you gives us the motivation and the determination to make our athletics program the best it can be. And each of you make us proud to be Wolverines. Wolverines, Wolverines. Okay, without further ado, get comfy, get your popcorn. Did you grab your popcorn? I sure did. And now, make sure you enjoy the Cordova Junior High Athletics Award Ceremony. Woo! Go Wolverines!
Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to our first virtual awards ceremony. This video is to not only recognize a few of our players, but everyone who made this season a success. I first want to thank Alex, the school board, NVE, and Katie, our athletic director, for making our season happen and for getting us playing time at home and away. Scheduling is not always easy, especially in a time where travel was hard to come by. Our school staff for always being available to help when we needed assistance, to the office staff for helping the girls stay organized, the teachers that helped put homework packets together so the kids could stay on top of their studies while we traveled, our ladies in the cafeteria for helping keep our visiting teams fed with such amazing food. To the parents of our players, I get it. It's tough running kids around to and from practices, keeping them on top of homework in between the chaos, especially when you have more than one child participating in events. The extra money it takes to keep them geared up and fed for when we travel, being there physically, showing support, and emotionally when maybe they just had a rough day at school or at practice, or maybe they just had an off game. It matters, and I think all of you are doing such a great job. Please praise yourselves. Lastly, I want to thank anyone and everyone who donated to our travel funds and fundraisers. What amazes me most about our community is the effort everyone takes to put our kids first. This year really showed we are all in this together, and I see you. Thank you. Our girls worked extremely hard this season. We had a lot of girls that this was their first year playing basketball, and they had a short time to learn all of the rules, the drills, what teamwork is, and to find that fire that competitive basketball takes. I am proud of each and every one of you, first year or not. Katie Palace. Katie was a 6th grader this year. She showed she was determined to play as hard as anyone, always doing her best, pushing hard, and then even harder. I'm excited to watch as you grow as a person and a basketball player. You will be a force to be reckoned with. Our most dedicated player award goes to Katie. Maggie. This year was her 2nd year playing, and as a 6th grader, she worked hard on her shot and easily became one of the most coachable kids I have had. As a 7th grader, I saw Maggie take things to the next level, and she wasn't afraid to shoot her shot when it mattered. Maggie brought with her this year fire, and I hope you keep that in everything that you do. Alice. Last year, Alice decided to give basketball a try, and I'm so glad that she did. This year, having some experience under her belt, she built our team up with unity. Anytime she was on the floor, you could see her make plays happen. She was not going to let anyone push her around, and always encouraged her teammates to try harder and to do better. As a coach, you really enjoy watching the kids become competitive. It gives them that edge. Alice found that edge and spread it around to others. For this, she is receiving our Most Valuable Player Award. Annika. This was Annika's first year playing basketball. Annika is another very coachable kid. She's always willing to go the extra mile or to try extra steps you tell her to. She always is striving to do her best and beyond. She never let the fear of the unknown stop her. This is what great players are made of. This is what great people are made of. You might be afraid of something, but you don't let that stop you from going after it and then mastering it. This year, Annika is our most outstanding player. Lizzie. Last year as a 6th grader, she was hesitant to put herself out there, but this year something changed. No one else in our team had as many offensive fouls as her. No one else drove the ball down the middle as many times as her. The aggressiveness and the want to be best is in her. You can't always teach that. Lizzie just has it. Our most improved player goes to Lizzie. Allison. This was Allison's first year playing, and we needed her. Not only was her height a special attribute to our team, but her calmness and natural ability to bring positivity to our team. There were many times Allison would be the first to lift a teammate's spirits up when they seemed to need it the most. Allison is a recipient of the Wolverine Award, and it is well deserved. Yag. Yag is the type of girl you can count on to lift you up if you just get knocked down really hard. She's also going to be the first one to say, "Hey, you got this." She's going to be the first person to go out and make new friends. Teams need players like you, Yag, or the game and competition between teams gets too intense. You make the game fun for everyone, and I think that's important. Ayessa. This was Ayessa's first year playing, and this girl could throw up some threes. Valdez had us play in our B bracket this year, so we could see some success. Our second to last game this year, Ayessa scored 3 back-to-back threes and had the other team's coach yelling. I couldn't help but laugh. Ayessa has the ability to shock the crowd. Something about her lets her squeak by, but then out of nowhere, she just puts it to ya. Any position I had her play, she would play it, no questions asked. And she would play them not only well, but she would play them like she'd been practicing them all along. She's a quick learner, and high school ball is going to be great for you. Jeriel. Jeriel had a hard season, battling a knee injury. You can never tell her it was time to quit, though. She wants to keep playing, wants to keep going. She wants to win. I believe Jeriel is going to go far in anything that she chooses to do because she has competitiveness. She has that fire I'm always talking about. The fire is important, not just in basketball, but in everything. Jeriel displays that fire in everything that she does, and for only being in 7th grade, she knows when to turn it up, and she knows when to lay it low. I hope you always keep your competitive edge and never stop wanting to learn and be better at something. Kate. This was Kate's first year also. She learned how to fill in the gaps that her team needed her to. There were many times I needed a lot out of Kate while she was on the court, and she never said no. It's hard when you share the same position with someone, but Kate not once let that stop her from shining when she was in the game. She always showed up and gave it her all. She's one of those players that other players want to keep up with. If Kate would run harder, you would see everyone else pick up their pace. I'm really excited to have you back next year to see how you grow as a player. Holly. Holly played in our first couple games this season before deciding that basketball just wasn't her thing. I think that's great. At such a young age, trying something and knowing if that's a thing for you or not, and then standing by your choice. She still stayed with us and came to our practices, filled in when we needed her. She helped keep our spirits high and helped keep our practices running smoothly. Holly, I really enjoyed having you around, and no matter what you choose to do, I hope you always keep the ability to stand by your decisions confidently. This concludes our 2019 Junior High Girls Basketball Recognitions. Thank you for watching, and congratulations to all of my girls. I am so very proud of you.
Hello everyone, I hope you're doing well and staying safe. I made a few videos to give out my awards to the junior high and JV boys basketball teams, as well as a third video just because. I hope you're enjoying the first ever virtual athletic awards. I hope you're working hard and staying active as well. Can't wait to see you all next season.
Everyone. I am super grateful that we as coaches get this opportunity to recognize and highlight our athletes. So I'd like to take a minute and highlight our junior high cheerleaders. Not only did they cheer for us junior high teams and they won their cheer competition in Valdez this year, but they also stepped up when the need arose for high school cheerleaders. I know that they were a little intimidated at first, but they stepped up and they did a great job. And I know that as a community and the rest of the school, the high schoolers, it was very welcomed, and I'm super proud of them for that. That was probably the biggest challenge for them this year, and they mastered it. They did such a great job. So I'm just go ahead and recognize each one of our cheerleaders. We have 2 6th graders, Willow Clement and Natalia Aiken. We have 2 7th graders. We have Samantha Elshansky and Ricky Riley, and our 8th grader, Rebecca Dadula. They all did a great job this year. Our 6th graders did just cheer for junior high this year, but our 7th and 8th graders, just 3-person squad, cheered for high school this year. Great job. I'm so proud of you guys. So we'll move on to the awards. And for our most approved, we have Ricky Riley. Ricky, just keeps getting better and better each year. I hope you continue on with this because you're doing a great job. When the need comes and you need to step up and be a leader, you do it. So great job. You've really progressed in all of your skills, and I'm super proud of you. For our Wolverine Award, we have Samantha Elshansky. Again, just all around great cheerleader. You just continue to get better and better. Your love for the sport is very obvious. Just keep doing a great job. You're going to just continue to do great things. Also, your leadership role, when need arises, you're right there, and you just step in without you even being asked to, and that's great. And then for our most valuable cheerleader it goes to Rebecca Dadula. She is just all around a great cheerleader and just going to continue to get better. She pretty much leads this squad, or led the squad this year. We don't have named captains, but she was just naturally the captain of our squad. But just the same for Samantha. When Rebecca got hurt and someone needed to step into that leadership role, she just seamlessly moved in. So great squad, great teamwork. I know as you guys progress together, you're going to do great. And I'm very, very proud of you guys and very honored to have been your coach for the last few years.
Hello to all my awesome players and any friends and family who are watching. So this season, the junior high volleyball players played in a doubles tournament, our annual mother-daughter game, and our 7th and 8th graders traveled to Glen Ellen. All of the games were huge successes, and the girls really showed off their ability to hustle, talk to each other, and ultimately work together as a team. I do want to give a shout out to Ricky Riley, who took home the doubles tournament gold. Woohoo! So, the girls played 9 different games in Glen Ellen, won 8 of them, and tied for the 9th. I was so impressed seeing these girls play in these games. Everything we had talked about and worked on all season long suddenly came together in such a big way, and it was really inspiring and honestly, highlight of my whole winter. Because of our short season, I'm not doing team awards this year, but rather would like to acknowledge the talents of all my girls. I'd like to focus more on my 7th and 8th graders, and hopefully all my 6th graders play next year so I can focus more on you then, but I do want to speak a little bit about the 6th graders. So Ellie, Ingrid, Brooklyn, Ari, Katie, and Sophie. This is a great group of girls. What stands out to me most is how they treat each other. I put a lot of emphasis on encouraging our teammates, staying positive, treating others with respect, and this group really took that to heart, on and off the court. I love seeing these girls because they always seem to have smiles on their faces and to be having fun with whatever they're doing. And for me, that's the most important part about volleyball and life, having fun. This group was focused and determined and didn't shy away from playing with the older girls. I really admired their willingness to fully engage in whatever they were doing. I admired their dedication to their schoolwork, and I admired their friendships with each other. Playing together as a team is so important, and this group really demonstrated that. And I can't wait to continue working with them and to continue to watch them grow as players and as people. So I'm going to give a little advice to each group I talk about. So my advice to my 6th graders, keep practicing over the summer if you have a volleyball at home. Keep focusing on your studies, even though this distance learning stuff is kind of tough. And just stay connected and in touch with your friends and family. My 7th graders, wow, this is a strong group of young women. I had high expectations for them because of how they played as 6th graders, and they totally surpassed every expectation I had. I even had a few new 7th graders join the program, which really added a lot. So, Maggie. Maggie is determined. If at first she doesn't pick up a new skill, she tries and tries and tries until she gets it. I appreciated the 100% effort that I saw all season long. Her determination was unwavering and honestly inspiring. My advice to you, Maggie, slow down and enjoy the process of learning a new skill. Take deep breaths, and if at first you don't succeed, take a break and then try again later. Samantha. Samantha is passionate. She showed her passion for volleyball by being the first one to practice every morning. She was always ready to go. In our games, her passion continued to show through as she hustled for every ball, yelled louder than anyone on the court, and continued to work hard on her overhand serve. My advice to you, Samantha, keep that passion alive, but don't get frustrated when you make a mistake. Because, as I always say, if you're going to continue to play volleyball, you're going to make about 1,000 more mistakes. Lizzie. Lizzie is tenacious. Now, at the beginning of the season, this would not have been the first word to come to mind, but during our games in Glen Allen, Lizzie's tenacity showed through in her persistence. After a missed serve, she'd go back to serve again with even more strength and determination. When she hit a ball into the net, she continued to swing hard at it on the next play. Players like Lizzie are so important because they continue to put their best effort forth even after a missed play. My advice to you, Lizzie, keep swinging hard, keep setting high goals for yourself, and put your best effort in. I have a feeling it's going to pay off for you. Jeriel May. Jeriel is committed. She's a talented volleyball player, a top-notch student, and a wonderful person. Her commitment showed through as she worked hard to learn any position I would put her in, even if she didn't want to play that position. My advice to you, Jeriel, give yourself some grace and know that you don't have to be 100% committed to everything all the time. The most important thing is that you're 100% committed to yourself. Holly. Holly is strong, and I don't just mean that because she has the hardest serve on the whole team. Holly is strong because despite injury and setbacks, she continues to push forward. She finds modified ways to do the exercises and drills that she's not able to because of injuries. Her strength shows through in her ability to play past these aches and pains and do most of it with a smile on her face. So, my advice to you, Holly, keep digging deep to find that strength, but also know that it's okay to take a break when you need it. In volleyball, but also in life. Samaya. Samaya is supportive. From the very beginning, she took my words to be encouraging to teammates very seriously. Samaya would often set the tone whether we were scrimmaging, playing doubles, doing drills, or playing in an actual game. She did this not only by staying positive herself, but by supporting others with encouraging words, high fives, and pats on the back. I really appreciated that supportive energy that Samaya brought to the court, and I think it made a huge difference in our season. My advice to you, hold on to that willingness to be supportive of yourself and others around you. It's a wonderful trait to have. Yag. Yag is enthusiastic. As athletes, sometimes we like to play it cool when big things happen. Not Yag. She gets excited, not just for herself, but for her teammates as well. This is so important in volleyball because that excitement is what gets everyone ready for the next play. Her enthusiasm in practice was contagious, and I always appreciated the upbeat tempo she brought to the court. My advice to you, Yag, continue celebrating your successes as well as the successes of others. Don't focus on what didn't happen or could have happened or should have happened. Focus on what did happen and celebrate that. Ricky. Ricky is devoted. Her devotion shows through not only in her willingness to play any position I put her in, but to do it with a fierce determination. I always thought Ricky was quiet, and then I put her into a setting position. As all of my players know, setters have to be loud, they have to be assertive, and they have to be a force on the court. During our games, Ricky's devotion to volleyball and to being a setter showed through in her ability to be loud, yet respectful, be assertive, yet kind, and be a force, yet make every effort to set her hitters to let them get that big hit. My advice to you, Ricky, let yourself hit the ball over the net once in a while. It's okay for you to be in the spotlight, and it's definitely okay for you to get the recognition you deserve. Now, my 8th graders, my little group of 8th graders. It can be difficult to be one of the few 8th graders on the team as you're expected to step up and help out the younger players in some ways. This group really exceeded the expectations I had about stepping up. Annika. Annika is energetic. This energy shows through in practice and in games in the form of hustle. I honestly have no idea what position Annika's going to play in high school because she's an awesome passer who goes for everything. Her serves are top notch, and she loves hitting the ball and is pretty talented at it too. She's the type of player you could put anywhere, and with her level of energy, she would get the job done. I so appreciated the energy she would bring to the court, and I felt like she was able to give everyone, including myself, an extra boost of energy when they needed it most. My advice to you, Annika, stay energized. Stay energized about volleyball and school and family and friends and life in general. It really will set you apart. Tonica. Tonica is persistently positive. And as a positive person myself, I always appreciate seeing it in my players. Tana's quiet, yet very responsive. She was easy to coach because she was always able to hear what I had to say without getting real down on herself. Sure, she might get down on herself or on the game every once in a while, but she was always so quick to bounce back. And this is a key trait for a volleyball player. I'll say it one more time. If you're going to continue to play this game, you're going to make about 1,000 more mistakes. The ability to have a good attitude after a loss is one of the most important things you can do in volleyball. Tana's ability to start each game fresh without worrying about the previous game was key. And I believe that Tana really grasped what the game of volleyball is all about, having fun. My advice to you, Tana, it's okay to get down on yourself once in a while, but dig deep to find that positivity I know is in there and keep working hard and pushing forward, even when things get tough. Allison. So, Allie is a leader. This became really apparent during our games in Glen Allen when she stepped up to take charge of the team. She did this not by telling others what to do, but rather by modeling leadership qualities. After a missed serve, she'd shrug her shoulders. Oh well, I'll get the next one. After a missed pass, she'd look at her teammates and say, my bad, I got the next one. Her ability to acknowledge mistakes and then move on was really inspiring. To her teammates, she was encouraging and constructive. Two great leadership qualities on the volleyball court. My advice to you, Allison, any opportunity you get to be a leader, be bold, be inspiring, and lead by example like I know you can, because I really think you're a natural leader. I would just wrap things up by saying that I feel so fortunate to have the opportunity to work with these young women. It just keeps getting better and better. Thank you to everyone in their lives that helps to shape who they are. For me, this is about so much more than teaching volleyball. And as I reflect back on the season, all I can do is smile. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for all you give me. And I hope you're staying happy and healthy during these strange times. Please reach out if you ever need anything else.
Hey everyone, Coach Josh here. I had the pleasure of being the junior high wrestling coach for this season. It was a great experience. My first time ever being a coach, and we had a great group of kids. We had a very short season. We had 3 weeks to train for one event. We went to Tanana Middle School up in Fairbanks, and these wrestlers that we had on the team, they did a great job trying to learn everything that they could in those short 3 weeks. All of them were brand new wrestlers. Maybe had wrestled when they were younger a little bit, but not much. So there was a lot to learn in a short amount of time. We had 5 kids on the team. Well, we had 6. We had a 6th grader, Hiram Fish, was on the team this year. He was brand new, also learning. But because he was in 6th grade, he couldn't really travel with us. So, shout out to Hiram there. He came to practice every day that he could and knew that he wasn't going to get to travel, and he still came to practice and worked hard. I hope he sticks with it. He'll be a good wrestler. The rest of the team, there was 5 other kids on the team. They were all 8th graders, so they'll all be freshmen next year, high school. Hopefully they'll stick with wrestling. They all learned a lot this year, but it was a great team. Like I said, we only had 3 weeks to train for this one event, and it was probably the biggest event in Alaska for junior high wrestling. It was huge. There was tons of people, like 500 and some wrestlers. It was great. So I'm going to give out these 5 awards here, and but before I do that, I want to give a huge shout out to Zaya Taylor and Cody Shaw. Without those two, man, they helped so much in the practice room. For me, being a first-time coach, I learned a lot from those two. So big shout out to them. All right, for the awards, we got our most valuable player went to Jacob Hamberger. Jacob, congratulations, man. He He came to practice every day and he worked hard. He was definitely one of the hardest workers, and easy to teach, and he learned a lot in that short amount of time. Congratulations, Jacob. All right, the next one is the most outstanding player. That's going to go to Grayson Merrick. He worked pretty hard. He was actually the only kid on the team who got a win on the mat. And not only did he get a win, but he pinned this guy in it was probably 15 seconds. It was crazy. He just went in there and handled his business. It was great. So congrats, Grayson, on most outstanding player there. Wrestler, I guess. The most improved player, I had to give this one to Ariana Ryan. She, when we first started the season, I know it was a short amount of time, but in those 3 weeks, she improved so much. She worked hard. I don't know what else to say. She was a worker. She learned what she had to learn, and she took care of what she had to take care of. Even I think she had a little bit of an injury there within that the 3 weeks there, but it wasn't anything that shut her down. She just kept working hard and learned what she had to learn, and definitely the most improved wrestler for this season. My most dedicated player, Lehigh Fish. That guy, man, he had some weight to cut there towards the end of the season. He didn't quite make it, but he worked. He was dedicated. He tried. Same thing. The beginning of the season, when you're running and you're doing these drills, you're tired and you're out of breath. And Lehigh just kept at it. And by the end of the season, he was sprinting up and down the mat just like everybody else. It was great. And then the last award here is the Wolverine Award, the award that kind of, is all of those awards in one. And that's going to go to Levi Pearson. Levi, what can I say? He was always at practice. He always tried hard. He tried to keep everybody in line as much as he possibly could with talking and stuff during practices. He took a couple hard losses in the tournament. He was a little upset with himself there for a little while, but he jumped back and put his chin up and had some fun towards the end there. So yeah, those are my awards. Congratulations, all you junior high wrestlers out there. I hope to see you guys on the mat next season for high school. I mean, it's just it's a move upward there. They work hard at that high school team. I know Coach Seth doesn't play around. Got to do some training there. So anyway, I put a quick video together here with some pictures and stuff using iMovie. Watch it. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks. See you guys later next season.
All of the accomplishments you've earned this year are extremely impressive. We are very proud of our student athletes and teams, not only for your success on the playing field, court, or swimming pool, but for your success in the classroom and in the community. You've all made a huge impact, and we thank you for your hard work. Thank you guys for watching the virtual athletic award ceremony this year, and we will see you all next year for another amazing year of Wolverine athletics. Proud to be a Wolverine!